Yields back. Chair recognizes Mr. Sessions for 5 minutes.
Mr. Chairman, thank you very much, and thanks to both of you chiefs for being here. We don't need to rough you up. You know we're not happy. I'm concerned about the agents. I'm concerned about their lives. I'm concerned about them being spread out individually. I'm concerned about the rules and regulations put on them about picking up people and bringing them back. I'm concerned about the amount of drugs flowing in. I'm concerned about the gotaways that you just spoke about. What I don't understand is why some positive response to deter these problems is not underway. And I'm going to say underway because you could be doing something that we don't know about. But I think you should immediately take action to stop the things that are your biggest problems. For instance, gotaways. I think you ought to pick them up, put them on the next plane, fly them back well south of the border. They chose to intentionally violate you knowing who they were. I think they're an immediate threat to the security of this country. I would, if I were within that management, talk about how endangered your agents are, women especially. When I was in the sector down in Tucson, we were several members of Congress, and there was one woman out there at the Gap with 100 people from Cuba. I think it's dangerous. I think your people are being endangered. And I just think that your entire organization up to the secretary are neutered from attempting to take care of your people and to take care of these terrible problems of the gotaways. They're gotaways for a reason. They're gotaways because they're part of drug cartels, because they've got contraband, because they're doing something. And I think you should take a very negative and dim view of these people and arm your organization to support the American people differently. And so these are the kinds of problems that a member like me, I'm from Waco, Texas, a couple hundred miles up, but we've got problems all over the congressional district that I represent. And I don't see where there's anything other than a demand to go help these immigrants that have come here illegally and leave alone the gotaways. And I think they're dangerous. I think it's a national priority. And so I know I've spoken for 3 minutes about my problems, but I would like to see there be real action instead of it being bigger than you are. And if it's bigger than you are, like I think it is for the secretary, I think he's an embarrassment, should step down. This protecting this country, if you're in the United States military, and I'll never forget watching Admiral Harris out in Pearl Harbor, a long way away from here, but in the United States. And he said, our number one goal that we in the United States military is there for is to protect this country. You are not protecting this country. You're allowing a bad situation to get worse. You're allowing it to continue to get worse, and you have no real action to plug that with an offense. And I think it's embarrassing. I think that you should go back within your organization and support your people more. I think it's embarrassing to have one woman out there by herself. And so I want to thank you for your service, but at the same time comes a responsibility of serious talk within the administration about this breaking the law and doing nothing about it. So I've left you defenseless. I didn't allow you time to respond. I did not yell or scream, but I think that you need to hear it when you come up here on the Hill. We do not have confidence in the department, and we have complete confidence in the men and women who want and need their property protected. We have complete confidence in the families that that need you to support them, and that's called the Border Patrol and federal law enforcement. Mr. Chairman, I yield back my time.
Gentleman yields back. If you all wanted to respond, I'll give you time to respond. If not, we'll go to the next question. Go ahead.
Thank you, Chairman. My response will be very short. What I'll say is that, you know, I recognize where the members' points, but what I will say is that, you know, the men and women of the United States Border Patrol, I've never worked with an organization that was more dedicated to what they do, more able to switch immediately from an enforcement posture to a humanitarian posture. These are agents that risk their lives every day that go up there. And you know, when things are said about agents publicly, you know, whether it's this forum or others, it has an impact. It has an impact on the morale of the organization, and I just think we need to be careful about that. Thank you, sir.
Mr. Chairman, I'll respond back then. At no point did I take it out on the men and women. I took it out on the leadership of the organization that is placing those men and women in harm's way. And so if you took it that I was talking about anyone that wears a green uniform, wrong. If you take it that I am talking about the circumstances that they're placed under, dead on.
Ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Congressman, thank you so much for your words as well. And in addition to what Chief Malden has stated, I also want to recognize our partner agencies. You know, Congressman, this last fiscal year has been a very difficult one for the rest of the partner agencies on the border. I'm talking about ICE, ERO, I'm talking about CIS, HHS, all the partner agencies that have been out there helping us. They're embedded with us at our central processing centers. The Sheriff's Department, our local law enforcement have been phenomenal. So I just want to make sure I give some kudos their way, because without them, I don't know how the Border Patrol would have been able to survive this last type of year that we've had. Thank you.
Thank you.